Good evening and welcome to another TAPP Talk Live. Tonight we're on number 68 and it's a live Q&A, and also I'll be telling you a little bit about the new 40% grant that you can get on water purification systems here in Malta. So that was launched recently. It's actually, it was launched on Monday, so a week ago, last Monday. And it's a brand new scheme. So it's actually the same scheme as before, but it's got different numbers to it. So that's a difference, and we'll just go through the eligibility criteria and things like that, and also the 3 different types of water systems that you can now get a grant on in Malta. So if you've just joined us and you are watching us from Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube or Twitter, or even on the StreamYard platform, then please do make comments or ask any questions that you'd like to in the comment box on any of those platforms. Well, on Facebook and YouTube and on StreamYard, you can do it nice and easily. Just ask your comments in there and I'll get to the questions. And you can also WhatsApp us on this number here. You can send a question on there, and I was just checking I have the phone, and I'll be able to see those here as well. So thank you for joining us tonight. Let's start off with some of the link to the information. So if you would like to read all about the grant and have a look at everything in writing and see what to do, then you can just check that link, tapwater.mt/grant, and you'll be able to see all the details there of the new grant. So it's actually the same program. It's under the same program, but the numbers have now changed. So the numbers have changed now because before you would only be able to claim back 15.25% of the initial cost of your water filtration system. But now you can claim up to 40%. And on some systems, that means up to 300 euros. So it just depends on what type of system you're using. So if you've just joined us, please do ask questions and comments on the comment box on Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn or on the StreamYard platform. So let's look at the first thing is the actual eligibility for the person applying. And the first thing is you've got to be over 18 years old in order to apply. That's the first thing. And secondly, you must be doing the application, or the date of the application must be not more than 6 months from the date of purchase. So this was actually really good news because the previous system was just 3 months. So now anything up to 6 months from your date of purchase, as long as you're making the application within 6 months, and that 6 months will be the date on the invoice that you will have. And you will need an invoice from your supplier which specifies the system that you've got, so it can easily be ascertained from the grant application point of view which system you're applying for the grant, so it can be validated. Tap water invoices have the right details on. It'll say Eco Pro, Eco Pro Compact, which are both qualified and eligible for Grant A, and we'll come back to that before. So this was your second thing, not more than 6 months. The eligibility criteria is quite easy. It's just 3 things. You have to be more than 18 years old, not more than 6 months from the date of purchase, and then finally, you must not have had a grant under the same system before. So this system has been around for a few years. So the 15.25% has been around for a few years. So if you've already had the 15.25%, you can't then go on and claim the 40% under the new system, because it's the same grant, it's just that the figures have changed. So it's the same system or the same program, it's just that the figures have changed. And this time they've made 1 million, the government has made 1 million euros available on this updated scheme. So there are actually 3 different types of grant that's available. So the first grant is Grant A. So Grant A, and when you actually log on to the grant system to apply, and you apply online, then it doesn't actually mention WaterGuard. WaterGuard is kind of like some kind of name or branding that the ministry is using under the three grants. So instead of calling it Grant A, the branding sort of says WaterGuard. When you actually log on, it's Grant A Water Filtration Systems. And Water Filtration Systems, it further qualifies them to say that these are microfiltration or ultrafiltration systems. And generally speaking, although there's no actual agreed international standard for either of those words, microfiltration or ultrafiltration, generally speaking, both microfiltration and ultrafiltration will have a pore size, or the porosity of the filter that you're using, or the membrane, a pore size of less than 10 microns. So the TAPP Water Echo Pro has, and the Echo Pro Compact, both have a water filtration system in it that is just 2 microns. So that's way below the sort of upper limit of a microfiltration. So if it qualifies for microfiltration, it's definitely going to qualify for some other filter. It qualifies for the Grant A, WaterGuard, and there are some definitions of ultrafiltration, but it's just smaller than microfiltration. So as long as you qualify for that, then that's okay. So 10 microns is a generally accepted limit if you were looking at a different supplier's system, or you could just ask them whether it qualifies before you purchase. But TAPP Water Echo Pro qualifies under the microfiltration, and it's also qualified under the previous system. So for us as suppliers into the market, it was really great actually that this grant system, when it was launched again with these different numbers, separated out into 3 different types of water filter. And that's really because of the water scarcity issue that we have up and coming in Malta. Water is a scarce resource. We don't want to be wasting it. And there are some water filtration systems that will generate wastewater, which, if you don't recycle that wastewater, basically just goes away. So Grant A, WaterGuard, water filtration systems, microfiltration, such as Echo Pro and Echo Pro Compact, you get a 40% grant with a maximum of €100. And seeing as the Echo Pro and the Echo Pro Compact start at €119 or something like that, then your 40% grant is going to be about 40 or 50 euros. And I can tell you how to make them half price near the end of this little presentation. So let's look at Grant B then. Grant B is what they call RO Wave. Not too sure what it says on the grant application system, but it's Grant B. That's RO Wave, so that's non-recycled RO. So what that means is it's a normal RO system with the wastewater or the brine, which is generated from the process of the reverse osmosis system. If that goes straight down the drain, then the maximum grant you can claim is the same as before, 15.25%, with a maximum grant of €100. So that's nice and simple. And this is because it's been designed, it seems to me, it's been designed to be more beneficial from a grant point of view, to have either a system that is a microfiltration system that doesn't waste any water at all, or an RO system that qualifies in Grant C, for instance, which is the RO Recycle, which means that your RO generates some brine, generates some water, normally somewhere between 1 and 3-4 litres per litre of drinking water, and that then is piped back into your tank, toilets, or whatever you choose. So the Grant C is the RO Recycle, so that's only if you have a system where you've paid extra money to have the extra brine or the wastewater being pumped back or being put back into your water system in the house, your non-drinking water, and that means you get a 40% grant with a maximum of €300. And it's good that they've got an upper limit there because, of course, you will have a more expensive system if you're recycling the water. Okay, so those are the three grants that you can get. And from a tap water point of view, we fit into Grant A, the microfiltration water systems. And we get asked quite often, well, do water jugs qualify? And the answer is no. Water jugs do not qualify as water purification equipment. So you can't claim this particular grant on water jugs. It's just on the water purification system, and it's only on the first time you buy it, not on the filters afterwards. That's another important thing. So I have been asked as well before about moving house. What happens if you have a grant on one house and then you move house? Can you claim the grant again on your new house? And the simple answer is no, because one of the eligibility criteria is that you've not had a grant before. So if you are moving house and you do not take your water filtration system with you, which you could do if you had a tap water system, because you just unscrew it from the tap and take it with you. So the kind of filtration system where you can do that is like one of these. This is a TAPP Echo Pro. It fits just on your kitchen mixer here. It's easy to attach. This is the water that's unfiltered. This is the filtered water. So if you move house, you take it with you. Nice and easy. So you can receive your grant once on this and then take it with you if you move house, or if you're renting, every time you move house. So if you have a second house and you've already received a grant on the first house, can you get a grant on your second house because it's a different address? And the answer is no, because you've already had the grant. So it's per person or per household, whichever. So whichever you've done first, if you've already had a grant in your name on one residence, you won't be able to get that in your name on another residence. So if you bought up to 6 months ago, then you can apply for the grant straight away, this new grant. And interesting, quite a few customers of ours didn't apply for the grant when it was 15.25% because it didn't make enough of difference. But as soon as it went to 40%, yes, people are really interested in applying for that, because on a whole water filtration system from us, for instance, where you paid, let's say, 100 to 119 euros, something like that, then it's going to make 40, 50 euros worth of difference. So well worth applying for. So you can apply for it. Now, if you apply online, and the link to do that is on our article, which explains all about what to do. If you apply online, and if you have just joined us, please do ask any comments or questions you've got, or just say hi. If you're applying online, then if you're doing the one where you bought over 3 months ago, but not more than 6 months ago, then you may find that the system tells you that you can't do it. So if that happens, and it may have been fixed, it may not have been fixed, if you do find that happens, just ring 153, which is service.gov, and you'll be able to speak to them, and they will be able to sort it out, because your purchase does qualify up to 6 months, as long as you bought it, as long as you're applying within 6 months of purchasing it. It definitely qualifies. Now, also, we get asked, what happens if you're not online? Can you still apply? And fortunately, I phoned 153 myself just to find out, and I was told that if you are not online and can't use the EID system in order to be able to apply, which makes it really easy, but not everyone has that access to that, you can just go to a service.gov local centre. And on this article, there is a list of all the local centres. You just go to the local centre and fill in some paperwork, and you'll be able to apply there. So that's good news for anyone that doesn't have an internet access or EID and stuff like that. So we've got some comments here. Is the government grant applicable also to only filter cartridges? Yeah, we got asked that as well, and unfortunately, no, it's not. So unfortunately, no, the grant is not applicable there. And sorry about that, I just had a little bit of an internet outage there. The government grant application is not only to filter cartridges, it's only to the full starter pack when you first purchase. So it's your first invoice. So for our customers who did buy over 6 months ago, I'm sorry, it is a disappointment, but you can't claim the grant. And hopefully you claimed the 15.25%. But if you didn't, then you couldn't apply again. You could perhaps make a calculation that if you bought a new starter pack with 4 filters for a year and you were getting the 40% back, would that still be more expensive than paying €69 for the 4 filters? You would have to work that out and then consider whether you would be able to apply. So that's one thing you could do. Okay, so all the details are on that link there, which is shown. That's the government grant link. All the details are there, plus also some details, some specifications of microfiltration and ultrafiltration, if you would like those. And also, we also get asked, what about if you buy from one of our retail partners? The good news is that if you buy tap water from one of our retail partners, if that retail partner is able to give you a piece of paper or a receipt with their VAT number on it, with the specified product, so EcoPro, EcoPro Compact, you can still claim the grant, okay? But if your receipt has not got the specified product on it, you may find that you don't get your grant processed, because as far as we know, you need a document that says exactly what the product is that you've bought, so that obviously the grant application process can include validating that you're getting a grant on the product that you should have. So you can, if you buy a product from the retail partner, from one of our retail partners, then you will be able to still claim that grant, as long as you get the document. Thank you, Soren. And thanks for turning up this evening. Good to see you. So, what else have we got as questions? There is an FAQ in this document about actually filling it in. We've done some diagrams and what it is. One of the confusing bits when you're applying from a tap water for a tap water product and this grant is that it asks you for an installation cost, an installation VAT number, and an installation order number, and that's separate from the purchase. And that's because you may have bought a water filter, for instance, or somebody may buy a water filter system with a separate installation charge on a separate invoice. So it's separated on the grant application form. So in our case, for a tap water customer who's applying for the grant, it's really easy, just needs those 3 boxes blank, and that's okay. All you're filling in is the VAT number from tap water, which you'll find on the web page showing. You're filling that. You don't need to use the MT, so it's just the number. That makes it nice and easy. And the order number and the amount. The amount is of your first purchase. And then you will be able to claim 40% off your EcoPro and EcoPro Compact. So as we're coming up nearly to the end, I would just like to tell you how to save 50% of the cost of a water filter. So it's the combination of a discount from us and also a rebate from the government. So it was a strange calculation, but we quite often give a 15% discount to new customers. However, it doesn't quite make it 50%. So if you have a 17% discount, and then you have a 40% rebate off a discounted amount, then bingo, it's 50%. It's 50% saving. So you need the code SAVE17, which is 17%. 17. So you need to use this code, SAVE17, when ordering online. That'll give you 17% off. And then when you get your government rebate of 40% of the discounted amount, that'll mean it's a half price tap water filter for the first year. And that's quite good, because it means that the normal price of an Echo Pro with 5 filters, for instance, is 119 euros. By the time you take 17% off, it's 98.77, and by the time you get your 40% grant on the 98.77, it's down to 59.27, which is 50% off. So that's how it works on the Echo Pro and the Echo Pro Compact. So I hope that helps you, and if you're watching the recording, please do let us know any questions you've got. You can just send us a WhatsApp, or you can contact us on hello@tapwater.mt, and we'll be able to sort any issues you have out. Obviously, if it's a grant application issue, a lot of the time you'll have to go straight to 153, but if you're having difficulty filling in the form, just check this particular website, and you will be able to see there's a link to how to fill in the grant application, and you'll be able to see the diagram or the images of a completed application. So that's it for us today. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for the questions that we've had, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. We'll have a new broadcast next week, next Monday, and I look forward to seeing you then. And in the meantime, thank you very much for joining us, and I'll see you next time.